I will talk about Japanese expressions seen in anime and common knowledge that all Japanese people know. It's not related to the story, but have you ever watched anime and wondered what it meant? I created this channel because I thought that if you understand that, you will enjoy it more. I will talk about Japanese expressions seen in anime and common sense that Japanese people know. It's not related to the story, but have you ever watched anime and wondered what it meant? I created this channel because I thought people would enjoy it more if they understood that. This time I made a video because Grave of the Fireflies has started streaming on Netflix. Please subscribe to our channel, Inosaka, based on his own wartime experiences. He won the Naoki Prize, a famous literary award in Japan, for this novel. This is the scene where a candy can is thrown away. His pitching technique is clear from the fact that he has experience in baseball. Baseball has long been a popular sport in Japan. These days, national tournaments for high school students are already being held. You can tell the difference between experienced and inexperienced baseball players just by looking at their pitching movements. Baseball is such a familiar sport that it is even sung about in tanka, a type of Japanese poetry. Baseball has long been a popular sport in Japan. These are Sakuma drops that Setsuko loves. I used to lick it when I was a kid too. Contains drops of several different flavors. I was disappointed when I turned it upside down and the drops that came out were chocolate flavored. The chocolate flavor of this candy was absolutely awful. My wife also said that she made it a rule to always eat any candy that was served to her. It tasted like bad coffee and couldn't really be called chocolate. The company that made this candy can went out of business last year. This is because the company's financial situation had deteriorated due to reduced sales caused by the COVID-19 pandemic and rising raw material prices. This hat is called an air raid hood. Not only children but also adults wore them at that time. As for cushioning, it had cotton in it, so it was only slightly better than not wearing it at all. The same items are now being used as disaster prevention hoods in elementary schools. Apparently it is supposed to be worn when evacuating during an earthquake. It is said that it also has the effect of preventing hair from burning, so it is a good idea to wear one. This is called an otodama. It is a toy for children that mothers make for their children. It's mainly girls who play with it and do things like juggling. Generally, people enjoy throwing the ball up in the air at certain times to match the song. It is also said to be good for the elderly, helping to prevent dementia. A mother makes it for her child by putting beans in a cloth bag. The object Seda is wearing around his neck is an urn containing his mother's bones. In Japan, when a person dies, they are burned. After that, the bones are placed in a jar and buried in the grave. In Japan, passing food from chopstick to chopstick is frowned upon. This means that after the body is burned in the crematorium, only the surviving family members will pick up the bones. The bones are transported in an urn until they are placed in the grave. As part of the ritual, everyone passes the bone from chopstick to chopstick. This is frowned upon as it suggests that food should not be treated like that. This is a pickled plum. It is a preserved food made from pickled plums. It is very sour and has antibacterial properties, so you can put it in your lunchbox to reap the antibacterial effects. However, it is not nutritious and will not fill a child's stomach. There are lots of fireflies flying around. Fireflies can only live in places with clean water, so they only live in certain areas today. There are still areas where fireflies live, so if you come in June there are still areas where you can see them. The bag that Seda is carrying is exactly the same one that is still used in Japan today. This is it. I used it when I was in junior high school. The real thing looks like this. Since there are no dividers, you can pack a lot of books. This is the end for now. If you have any questions while watching the anime, please ask them in the comments. We look forward to hearing from you.